drugs. I really like drugs and drinking, you know. I came out here like 3 years ago. I was, I guess the straw that broke the camel's back was an overdose that put me in a coma for a week. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't stop shooting fentanyl, and I kept overdosing, you know. And I overdosed twice in like a week period, and the second overdose put me in a coma. And you know, I woke up from the coma in the ICU, and I had my whole family in the ICU there. You know, I'm half Puerto Rican, half Italian, so I grew up with the Italian side, you know.
Yeah.
And the whole aunts, uncles, grandma, you know, everyone's sitting in the room, and I wake up, and I'm like, oh fuck, this isn't good, you know. And apparently, I didn't know. The doctors were telling my parents that there's like no shot he's gonna wake up and not have brain damage. I got used to the headphones now already, so we're good.
Yeah. How do you feel about hearing your voice inside of your head?
It was a little freaky for the first 2 minutes, but now we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got used to it.
Peter?
I'm all good to go.
Yeah.
Getting warmed up here.
Michelangelo? Everything where it's supposed to be? Are we live? Yeah, we don't do any weird intros or anything. We're not like one of those podcasts that's like, so, hey, today we have Anthony on. I mean, I do this every once in a while.
You're not going to throw my stats out there, dude? Let everyone know?
Well, how much do you bench press? Shane's not here, so he usually asks these stupid weightlifting questions.
I don't know. 315 a couple times.
315 a couple times? That's pretty good.
Is
Yeah.
that a lot?
Yeah, that's a lot. What I'm more impressed with is, though, how much can you deadlift?
Oh, I haven't really tried to do like a max on deadlift yet because I don't want to hurt my back, but I got 500 3 times.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I feel like I could push way past that.
I got like 405 like twice, I think.
That's some big numbers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was happy with it.
Yeah, that's great.
My squat needs work, but it's only because my knees hurt.
Yeah.
Like I could literally squat double what I squat.
Yeah.
So I do rep it out though. I do 100 reps when I do my squats.
That's awesome.
I start with lightweight because I really got to warm my knees up.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Yeah.
This guy's a beast in the gym. He's in there every single day that I'm in.
Is that where you guys met?
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
You're the early morning crew?
Early morning crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's part of the early morning crew, like 5 a.m.
4:45.
4:45. He's there before me, actually.
Yeah.
How many guys are there?
There's probably like a handful of the same people there at the same time. It's 10 people, you know?
Yeah. It's all the same 10 people that are just like dedicated.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah. There's a couple of like girls that come in that earlier than like they're leaving when I get there.
And what time you get there?
Like 4:45.
They're leaving. That's crazy. Yeah,
Or just finishing up on like the treadmill or whatever.
Yeah, it opens at
I mean, they're
4,
kind of
so.
like jacked girls. So I'm,
Yeah.
it's a little bit crazy.
I gotta go check it out and just see the space. Is it one big open space?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you get there at like 4:45, it's like, it's nice because you don't have to, you're not like trying to get a bench.
Everything's available.
Yeah.
You can get on whatever you want to get on. You don't have to wait for nothing. It's good.
Everything's available. I like that.
Because by 6:15, 6:30, it's packed in there.
Yeah.
Like,
Really?
Packed. Yeah. And by that time, I'm already on the treadmill. So
6:30, 7:38. Get ready for
I hear
work.
like 9:30 though is one of the busiest times, even on the weekdays.
9:30, 10 o'clock is like a horrible time to go.
Like on the weekdays, even right?
Yeah.
I've never been. I go on the weekends at like 10 sometimes.
Yeah. Everyone who stays home is there at 10 o'clock, you know?
Like I'm always like, don't these people have jobs?
Yeah. I have the same thing, man. I don't know. I've always worked blue collar. So, you know, I'm always out early and I get home late.
Yeah.
Some people just, you know.
I mean, I don't do blue collar, but I'm here. I'm working from 9 to 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And 9 to 6 or
Yeah.
Have you always been an early morning workout guy?
No.
No?
I used to go to the gym after work, I used to bring my pre-workout, and like on the drive, I'd like chug my pre-workout and get ready to go at like 6 o'clock, and be there till like 8 or 9, but I can't do that now. It's too late, Now I'm doing this show. I gotta sleep for 8 hours,
Yeah.
So to wake up at 4, I gotta be in bed at like 8, 8:30.
How do you sleep for 8 hours though? Do you ever just like wake up and you're like, fuck, I can't?
Oh, dude, I'm exhausted.
Oh, you are?
I'm absolutely
Oh,
exhausted.
okay, yeah. You do hard work
Yeah.
plus a hard ass workout.
Yeah.
How many calories are you eating a day?
I don't know. He started me off at 3,500 when we were like bulking, but he's slowly like lowered my food. He tells me the grams, my coach tells me the grams of what to weigh out and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I don't ask him for the whole macro thing, but it's low now. I'm hungry all the time.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
It sucks being hungry.
You get used to it though.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you get real used to it, except for when they give you a cheat day. I had a cheat day last. Did I tell you about this?
No.
He gave me a cheat day for the first time in like a month and a half.
Oh, wow.
And I just got a big pizza. This place in Laguna Niguel is Brooklyn Pizza. It's the best pizza out here. It's the best pizza I had. And I ate the whole pie, man. I ate the whole pie. And I was like, I never dieted for a day the next 2 or 3 days, I was just hungry all the time. It was crazy. I'm a fat kid at heart, so.
But were you strong as fuck when you went to the gym?
Oh, yeah. The numbers went through the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I love. And see, I've never actually like trained for a bodybuilding show because I just that's hard, man.
Yeah.
It's hard to get that lean.
Yeah.
It takes serious dedication.
Yeah.
It takes an insane mindset.
Yeah. For sure.
To not cheat when you're hungry.
Yeah.
To just like reach over and grab that bottle of water.
Yep.
And sip that instead of those chips that we have out there.
My friends think I'm nuts. They think I'm absolutely nuts.
You know what? You're doing well though.
Yeah.
You're looking good. You're looking thick. You're looking cut.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
I can see the difference. I saw your legs yesterday were looking. Was it yesterday when you did legs?
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
3 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, they were looking thick.
Yeah. I'm
Full.
probably at the leanest I've ever been in my life right now.
Nice.
8%, 9% body fat.
Nice.
You guys can't help but check each other out, right?
I mean,
In a professional way.
I glance.
Yeah, in a professional way.
I glance as I'm walking by.
Yeah.
But he was posing, so I had, I just looked up.
You got to practice the pose.
You got to practice.
Oh, so you're a competition?
Yeah.
You're going to be in competition?
Yeah, I'm doing my first one in July.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's a whole nother level.
Yeah. I'm getting nervous talking about it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I was just going to, go up there and I thought I was going to diet a little bit, get some abs, go up there, do a couple of flexes and get down. And they'd call a winner out,
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend, she's a veteran competitor, she was looking for her pro card this year.
Yeah.
And she was like, you got to go see a show. You got to see how it works. You got to see what goes into it, So she took me to a show. We went to San Diego. And I was like, holy shit, this is nothing like what I thought it was. I got a opposing coach like right after that. You know? You got to do a whole routine. There's like, it's just like, it's technical, man. It's very technical.
Yeah.
And I've been working with an opposing coach now, and I try to practice it. It's like it's hard. You got to flex, for if the guys up there are cramping and whatnot, because they're so dehydrated, they can't hold the poses for that long.
Yeah,
they're like dripping sweat.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's a workout in itself.
I've had some gnarly cramps like in my the brachialis. You ever had that cramp up?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. That and my abs.
Oh, the abs. The abs happen to me every once in a while.
Oh my God! Every time I do abs, dude, it's crazy.
Right?
Like lock out like this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Well, damn. What brought you? We'll just roll it all the way back to what happened. How'd you get here?
Drugs. I really like drugs and drinking. I came out here like 3 years ago. I was, I guess the straw that broke the camel's back was an overdose that put me in a coma for a week. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't stop shooting fentanyl, and I kept overdosing.
Yeah.
and I overdosed twice in like a week period, and the second overdose put me in a coma, and you know, I woke up from the coma in the ICU, and I had my whole family in the ICU there. You know, I'm half Puerto Rican, half Italian, so I grew up with the Italian side. You know,
Yeah.
and the whole aunts, uncles, grandma. You know, everyone's sitting in the room, and I wake up. I'm like, oh fuck, this isn't good, you know. And apparently, I didn't know. The doctors were telling my parents that there's like no shot he's gonna wake up and not have brain damage. You know, they didn't know how long I was down for.
Right.
And yeah, so you know, I woke up and thank God, I was perfectly healthy. I was fine, but they were like, you got to get your shit together. You know, this isn't working. You know, because I kept saying I was gonna stop on my own. You know, whatever. I'll just drink. I won't do drugs.
Right.
And yeah, one of my my brother and my sister-in-law, their family friend owned a detox out here, and they had him come over one day after I got out of the hospital, and they had like a whole intervention with him and my family in my living room. You know, my dad woke me up at like 9:30 in the basement. He's like, "Yeah, come upstairs. We got something to tell you."
Oh, great.
I'm like, oh God, I'm like kicking, you know. I don't know, it's the last thing I want to do. And my whole family's sitting in the living room. They all got the notes and the paper out. You know, I'm like,
infamous note.
I was like, is this a fucking intervention?
The full deal, huh?
You know, you're fucked when they got an intervention going.
Oh,
for you,
hell
you know?
yeah.
You're all defensive, like, I don't want to save my life. I don't want to get better.
I was
What
like,
are you
no,
doing
it's not
here?
that bad, you know. I just,
I just was in a coma for a week.
Yeah,
Not a big deal.
yeah, and you know, I just recently got like, you know, what I thought was a big boy job, you know, with the degree that I got and whatnot. And I was like, I can't leave my job. I can't leave New York. You know, I'm not going to California. I'm going to lose my job. But the only thing I cared about was my job. You know, I wasn't even making that much money, but it was the only thing that in my head that I had control of, you know, that I could that I actually kept. And they convinced me. So I came out here, came to Laguna View Detox, and then it all started, man.
Is there a view of Laguna?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
It was like a fancy $5 million house in the cliff, and the whole side of the house was glass, so you could see the water and everything. It was
Not a
pretty
bad
cool.
place to detox.
No, it was pretty cool. Well, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was there. I was supposed to be there for 30 days. I went like kicking and screaming. My mom came with me on the plane because she thought that I wouldn't like go, you know, once I got here. She thought I'd like try and take like a car or something and try and get back to New York or whatever. And she was 100% right, you know.
Right.
But they had, you know, I got off the plane and they had a guy in a minivan with my name on a sign, and he was like, "Come on, man." And I went, and that's when the whole journey started, dude. You know, I was doing drugs and drinking for like 10 years straight. You know, like just so cloudy, so had no clarity at all.
Yeah.
Never grew up, you know, just like an immature little boy thinking that, you know, I was the man. I thought I was a fucking man. I thought I had control of everything, you know, and I didn't know anything, you know?
Yeah.
And, yeah, I made friends with one of the guys in the detox. He was in there like 3 days before me, and, he loved working out too. He was like a meathead, you know?
Yeah.
So they had a little rusty set of dumbbells at the detox. And like my second day, I just started lifting, you know, and me and him just lifted every single day. We didn't stop.
Nice.
And that's kind of like what got me through, you know, like getting sober and everything, the workout thing. Cause prior to that, I worked out my whole life, you know, since I was like 14, but, the last 2 years of me using got real bad. I stopped working out, stopped doing anything. I got super fat. I was like 270 pounds. Just big boy.
From the fentanyl?
Yeah.
Just eating?
Yeah, dude. Every night I get a whole thing of Breyer's ice cream. I'd like melt a tub of peanut butter and like dump it on the ice cream, you know, and I just like go to town on it. And like, that's like, you know, during the day I was eating fast food, McDonald's, whatever I could get my hands on, chips. I'm a fat kid at heart. I'm an addict, you know?
Yeah.
I love food. Food makes me feel good. So.
Me too. I mean, I actually was a chubby kid.
Yeah.
In
that's
elementary
insane.
school.
I've yet to see photos of that.
There's no photo proof. They didn't have cameras when I was.
Yeah, there's photos. I got to see some of those.
You have to ask Penny Carlson, right?
Tell us a little bit more about the overdose in ICU, because I've seen, I've been on the other side of that, looking in.
Yeah.
A couple of times on Friends, the glass room. ICU, pipes, tubes,
Yeah.
wires.
Yeah. So yeah, the doctors told my parents that there was no way I was going to wake up without brain damage. Something was going to be wrong, or he wasn't going to wake up.
Right.
Like he's, but you should start making arrangements for a funeral.
That's what we were told when I was on the outside looking in, and it was the most helpless feeling.
I mean, it chills right now. Yeah.
I mean, why did this have to happen?
Yeah.
There's no undoing this. Like, this is it. There's no second chance. The only thing in this one particular case this kid had going for him is he was young, right? And the doctor said that's the only thing that's going to save this kid is that he's young.
Yeah.
And his body could potentially recover.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what saved me, and I don't know how long I was actually like out for, but
Who found you?
It's crazy. I don't know, the whole story's like still blurry to me. My mom told me the story of like what happened, but like I was foggy when she told me, and we don't really like talk about it like that,
Yeah.
But I believe what happened was I called one of my dealers. I worked a night shift. I called one of my dealers, and he met me at my house after I got off. I was commuting from Manhattan to Long Island.
Yeah.
So I got off the train, got to my house, and he got me whatever I needed, and I shot up, and I think I went out in his car, and I think he drove me to the front of my house and just like kind of pushed me out on the front lawn and called 911 and said that there was someone who overdosed.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And
There's a good Samaritan policy. You can take people to the hospital, drop them off.
Yeah. So I don't know if he dropped me off on my front lawn or if he like dropped me off in the parking lot that we shot up in, you know. But I know that my mom didn't know that. She didn't know where I was. And she called the hospital because that's the first thing that went through her mind. She was like, is there a John Doe? Blah, blah. And they said, yeah, we just got this kid in. He just overdosed, blah, blah. And that's how they like found out, But
that's like the worst call to get as a parent.
oh my God, I can't imagine the shit I put my parents through,
I try to remember that because my parents got a phone call on December 9th of 2000 that I had crashed my car off the 10 freeway in Pomona.
Oh my God.
And they didn't know if I was alive or dead.
Yeah.
That was the phone call that my parents, I still get a little like, and it's been like 23 years.
Yeah.
I still get a little like emotional over the fact that my mom had to answer that phone call.
Yeah.
And I have kids now. And the reason why this podcast has started is because I lost my son-in-law to fentanyl on September 11th.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
And my daughter found him dead in his bed.
Yeah.
So
Sorry. That's terrible.
So as a parent, like I know too, because I know when my daughter's hurting, I'm hurting. And she's been hurting ever since.
Yeah.
But I got a phone call with her screaming 7:30 a.m. on Sunday, 9/11.
Oh my God.
That scream that something really bad happened.
Yeah, that somebody's dead. That kind of scream.
howling.
Yeah. I'd never heard it before. It was the only time I've ever heard that scream before.
Yeah.
Now,
did you know that he was like bad in drugs and?
He wasn't. He had been drinking.
Uh-huh.
But as far as we knew, he wasn't doing any fentanyl.
Okay.
And my daughter, when she tells the story, she had saved him from overdosing a couple times. But when she tells this particular story, is he thought he was buying a pressed Percocet pill that night.
Yeah.
And it had too much fentanyl in it.
Yeah.
And she was out with friends. Well, she was working, and then she got off work late. Went out with her friends for a little bit, and then on her way home, she was trying to call him, and he wasn't answering. And so she stopped by his dad's house where he was at, and knocked on the door, and nobody answered. She went in through the back door and just found him blue.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those fake pressed Percocets, man. I had probably 3 or 4 overdoses from those too.
Yeah. And so that's why I started this podcast, because I want to I want to bring awareness to the fentanyl crisis because
Yeah.
it's so bad, right?
Yeah.
Like I've been working in treatment for 22 years, and in the last 4 years, I have never seen so many people die.
Yeah.
Like not even close
Yeah.
to the previous 18 years. So I want to be a voice. This podcast is a voice. Your voice is currently now a voice for people that they're, that you can get clean.
Yeah.
And you don't have to live like that anymore.
Yeah.
And also be the voice for the families, and literally force change, if at the highest level, like you get enough people following you and enough people, because this isn't a political issue. This isn't a Republican or a Democrat issue. This is a bipartisan issue. And like, I want to, a country so divided, right? I want to bring everybody together on this issue.
Yeah.
And make them do something about this.
Yeah.
Famous Angel player died from fentanyl. The guy who sold him the fentanyl got life in prison for murder.
Mm-hmm.
They know who sold my son-in-law the fentanyl pill, and he hasn't even been arrested.
Really?
Yeah. Pisses me off,
That's terrible.
And you think in your mind, like, I'd rather go do something about it myself, but obviously this is the thing that I'm doing about it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be loud. Like I'm not an anonymous program anymore. I'm not like don't get me wrong. I love the 12-step program, but I also believe it's time for us to recover out loud.
Yeah.
And talk about it and show people that we can recover. And how many people are actually, you go to the morning gym. Mm-hmm. You know how many of us are at that gym are in recovery?
Bunch of us.
A shit ton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like probably half.
Yeah. That's crazy. It's crazy and it's cool. We're like just a little network of people,
Yeah.
People come up to me and, people introduce me to other people, and it's like, it's just cool. It's like a little network. It's like a little family.
Right?
There. Yeah.
Like I didn't know you guys until one day, Brooke, who Sedona's mom, came up to me and was like, Sedona sees you at the gym all the time. And I was like, she does? I was like, why doesn't she come up and say hi? So then she came up and said hi, and that's how I met Brian. And you were working out with him all the time, and I met you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. It's a small world over here.
Right?
Yeah.
I didn't know you guys were in recovery when I first saw you in there working out.
I didn't know you were either. Actually, I didn't know that you were, involved in it until Brian came on the podcast.
Oh, really?
I was like, oh, shit. It's like we could have been talking about this shit for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, you watched his broadcast because he asked you to watch it, and then you saw.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
And then you're like, whoa, wait a second.
Wait, I know that guy from the gym.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of my
Gym
best
guy.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a big part of my recovery too. He's my sponsor.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Love that dude.
Yeah.
He's so positive all the time.
All the time.
And fired up.
All the time.
Like that's somebody you want to like be around and like just grab some of their energy.
He's like one of those dudes, like, how they say, like, surround yourselves with wolves because wolves eat?
Yeah.
He's a wolf.
Yeah.
He eats.
Yep.
He just spreads that energy around.
How old were you when you when you got addicted? How old were you when you first started using?
I was like 16.
16?
And, I got, remember the turf burn I got on my leg a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
I got the same thing when I was 16 on turf playing softball, and it got infected really bad.
Uh-huh.
And I went to the emergency room, and they gave me Norcos for it.
Oh, really?
When I was 16, yeah. And they gave me a bottle, and I tried one, and I was like, whew. And I was drinking a beer when I tried one, and I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
2 days later, that whole bottle was gone. I was like, how do I get this feeling going again,
Wow.
And it was off off to the races after that, man.
Check that out. Doctor prescribed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get that feeling, but I got that same feeling from methamphetamines. And that was at 13 years old.
Yeah.
I had smoked weed and I liked weed and all that. And I wasn't really drinking yet, but I went over to my weed guy's house and I was like, hey, you got any weed? And he was like, I'm all out right now. But he goes, I got some speed. And I was like, what the fuck speed? All right. I said, I'll try it.
Fuck yeah.
So I had like $20, right? And he, $20 of weed would give me like, am I on camera? Here it is. $20 of weed would be like that much, right?
Yeah.
And he comes out with this little tiny bag and I was like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, yeah, you just chop it up and snort it.
Yeah.
That was it, man.
That's it.
13 years old.
That's crazy.
From that day on, I used speed for the next, 12 years of my life.
Wow. You started young.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's young.
Yeah.
I have like 14-year-old daughter that's about to turn 15. And I look at her and I'm like, you're way too young to be doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
Even my 17-year-old son, I'm like, no way. And they don't. Neither one of them do. So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
So at 13, you were doing speed and going to school?
Yeah. I would snort a line and go to school.
Nobody knew.
Nobody knew.
You sure?
Positive. One time I did do like 2 lines, and my dad drove me to school.
A little too much.
And I had rings around my nose.
Donut hole.
Yeah, I was like, Dad, like, what is that? I was like, oh, it must have been powdered donuts.
Oh, he's like, wait a second, we don't have powder.
We didn't have powdered donuts. We did have powdered donuts in my house. Man. Yeah,
Yeah.
My house was made for a fat kid.
Yeah.
My parents kept everything stocked, and my buddies they come over, we'd be stoned, just getting the refrigerators, the pantry. We had everything.
Yeah. I always got busted when the cereal ended up in the refrigerator. At home. I'd be stoned and I put the cereal up. You guys never did
Yeah,
that?
I've done that. Of course. I've actually done that
Or
like
the-
sober.
Yeah,
though.
the
That's
milk
the
in the
problem.
cabinet.
Yeah.
That's worse putting the milk in the cabinet,
Yeah.
right?
What is this? What? I don't know what you're talking about.
My parents never did drugs or drank, so it was like they were very naive to, anything.
Yeah. My mom's the same way. My mom like never smoked weed, never did anything.
My mom's never even tried a cigarette. Nothing.
She was not a cigarette, not nothing. Same exact thing. My mom, right?
Yeah.
And like she had, and I was able to hide it from her for a while, But my dad, I think he used to dabble with, back when he grew up in the ghetto in Puerto Rico.
Oh, yeah.
He's like one of those OGs. So,
Yeah.
He doesn't even talk to me about it. He's mentioned it before, once or twice before, because he blames himself now.
No.
Like when I was like real bad, he started to blame himself. He's like, you got it from me. You're an addict. I used to be an addict, blah, blah. But, yeah, my mom, like, and it's funny because I was going to say like, people think that people do drugs because like they come from like a bad home or something like that. Like I had like the cookie cutter suburban, like growing up, like great parents, mom and dad both like gave me every opportunity in the world. Like, I just.
Last guy we had on the podcast, same exact story.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
No.
You could have trauma or not have trauma. Some people have major trauma
Yeah.
and never use drugs or alcohol.
Yeah.
Or come from a broken home.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It was how it was for you is like, bam, you tried something. And same thing.
Yeah.
I tried something.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is what I've been missing
Yeah.
in my life.
Yeah. That switch went on, man.
It went on for me.
And I couldn't get enough of it.
So that's where did it go full, did it?
No, it was really slow. It was
Slow
really
progression?
slow. Yeah. And then, so I was 16 and I was like just dabbling. I was still drinking a majority of the time, but, as I got older and I started like partying, going out, 18, 19, 20s, then the Roxys came out and, that's when I got introduced to those. And once I started those, it was game over. We used to take them to go out. They used to give me energy.
Yeah.
They were a painkiller, but it used to like get me all wound up.
Yeah.
I used to love going out on them, And then I started getting sick. Once I started getting sick when I didn't have them, I was like, oh,
What's this? What happened?
this isn't good, And I'd be like at work,
Yeah.
and I'd start getting like the chills. I'd start sneezing, and I'd be like, what's going on? I'm sick all the time. I didn't even know they were withdrawals. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought I was just partying and whatnot. And then, then it got bad after that, Tolerance went up, started doing, 5 or 6 at a time, and then that's like a $300, $400 a day habit.
Yeah.
And you can't afford that. I wasn't even making that much money.
Right.
So then start shooting the heroin and the fentanyl was way cheaper.
Yeah.
What age was that?
Oh man, that was probably like 28. Yeah, 28, 27.
And you're in New York.
Yeah.
In New York, you guys had the China White heroin.
Yeah.
Not like the
I haven't even seen black tar.
You haven't?
No.
It's gnarly looking.
Yeah.
It's like it looks scary.
Yeah.
Like it is literally like I knew a guy that sold black tar heroin, and like he had a golf ball and it literally looked like black tar.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you just like, and it just looks nasty.
Yeah.
You ever see the heroin addicts from California? They're like the ones that shoot up and their veins will just be black.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy.
Opiates were opiate in New York is really bad. I mean, and I'm sure it still is.
Yeah.
But like in the early 2000s, it got really bad when the Oxycontins came out.
Yeah.
And everybody just went from that straight to heroin.
Yeah. And it was like I can't speak for everyone, but like in my group of friends and like my class and whatnot, like it was like smoking weed. We just like, we popped pills like it was smoking weed. It was a real casual thing. No one thought it was going to be a big issue, It made us feel good and why not? You know?
Until you got sick.
Yeah. Until you got hooked. Then it was.
Any of your friends just walk away from it?
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden they graduate high school and was like,
Yep.
never got hooked.
On. I hate those guys.
One of my buddies that I used to use with all the time, like we were always getting down. He started dating this girl and she found out and she was like, "Are you guys fucking kidding me? You guys are doing this shit? You got to stop, So I was like, you got a girl, you got to stop, So he just walked away. He stopped, and kept going, but he just never touched it again.
And then yours progressed to IV?
Yeah.
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 Same.
I was so scared. I didn't even shoot myself up the first time. My buddy did it for me. I was shaking.
Did you look the other way?
No.
Or did you watch?
No, I watched.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Intense.
Yeah, I watched. I was shaking. My arm was shaking. I was sweating, and I was like, because, you hear like people shoot up heroin and they die.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not trying to die right now, but I want to feel good. I was sick. And it's crazy because I knew in the back of my head that death is a consequence of this. But I was so sick. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather get high than, fuck death, whatever. I need to get high. And that was it, man.
It's insanity, right?
It's
Peter?
crazy.
How does this sound?
Sense, doesn't
Peter's a real
drunk
alcoholic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
I grew up in the in the 80s, so there's plenty of cocaine around, recreational drugs, but that whole generation of pills, it was way after me.
Yeah.
There was a different generation of pills before you.
Yeah.
They were like the tranquilizers and stuff that they did in the 70s. I forget what they called them, but
From Wolf of Wall Street.
Quaaludes.
There it is.
That is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quaaludes.
There was cross-tops. We did cross-tops in high school. There was a guy at the end of the locker row that had cross-tops, which I guess were speed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just a drunk.
Yeah.
Fall down, drag out,
Yeah.
drunk.
So what about, you said you were on the other side were you talking about me in the ICU? What happened there?
Just friends growing up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just friends growing up. I've been around people that have had problems, family, friends. I mean, this thing affects everything.
Yeah.
Every walk, race of life, someone's been affected.
Yeah.
And it's powerful. And like Chad was talking about, something's got to change. There's got to be a huge polar shift. I don't know what it is, but another thing too. I know some folks from the 80s and 90s that in the last 10 years still do recreational cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny walking away from it now. I ran into someone and we were having this discussion, and it never dawned on me that just the recreational user nowadays with cocaine or something, halfway, someone that's got any wits of them would be like, there's no way.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's such that risk, and it happens, right? You see the recreational drug user going out to bars in Newport Beach, get their hands on some fentanyl laced cocaine, and just dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, a girl was talking about she was in Vegas, and somebody on her floor, and they were like doctors, doctors, and they were in Vegas having a good time, drinking, found some coke on the strip, went back up to their room, did the coke, and fucking died.
Oh
Probably hadn't done it in
a husband and wife.
Probably hadn't done it in 15
No,
years.
it had
or
fentanyl
something.
in it.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying it hadn't been on their mind.
Oh,
to do it,
probably
and they were
not.
Just,
Yeah.
You know, drunk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
oh my
like-
gosh.
I mean, it's that can happen in Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Like even if you're not like a cocaine person and you just been out drinking and partying,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, next thing you know, there's cocaine on the fucking table.
Yep.
You meet some people.
By accident, right?
Yeah, one time I was in Vegas and we jump in the cab. And one of the people I was with was like, "Hey, where can we get some cocaine?" Next thing I know, the fucking cab driver's pulling out a bag of cocaine.
No, everyone does it, man. It's crazy.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. It was wild.
So grateful though. I'll be honest, man. I'm grateful. I don't wake up feeling like that anymore. Like I want to do that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story real quick. When I used to take the train to Manhattan from Long Island, and I was like bad, right? I'd wake up and like I'd feel like I needed to get drugged. Like it was my whole day was just based on how am I going to get right?
Yeah.
I used to sit on the train, bro, and I used to cry. I used to like literally sit there and cry. I used to think about, because I used to go into this office with all these project managers and whatnot, you know, all these people who had their lives together and like families, and they had pictures of their families on their desks and stuff. And like, I want to know what it was like to feel normal, you know?
Right.
I had no idea what it was like to feel normal or
Right.
to like enjoy like a relationship with family or whatnot, you know? And I used to sit there and cry because I was like, it wasn't even living, bro. Like it was just like this crazy, I didn't even care if I died. Like, you know, I kind of just like hoped death was coming because it wasn't even living.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that same exact feeling. Looking out, just going, why can't I be normal? Why
Yeah.
can't I just, on a Saturday morning, be getting ready to go to a car show or farmer's market
Yeah.
or surfing or just like normal, and I can't do it. I'm a disaster.
No,
Like,
that's an
what's the
option.
matter with me?
Yeah. It's not even an option.
So what is the solution?
Wow. That's a loaded question. The solution is, you know, for me, the solution was I had to work a program, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't have done it without a program.
Yeah.
I had to relate to somebody, my sponsor. He got up one day, he told a story, and I was like, that dude is just like me, you know? And until then, I was closed-minded to everything. I didn't care about, you know, no 12-step programs. I didn't care about whatever. None of it was going to work.
Right.
Okay? I could do this on my own, or I wasn't doing it on my own. That was it. I related to this guy. I asked him, you know, to sponsor me, and like, I realized that I had no idea how to handle any situation that came up in my life the correct way. Everything that came up, I'd run it by him, and like what I thought I should do was like the complete wrong thing. Like it was just the total opposite. He's like, bro, no, that's not how we handle this, you know? And I'm 29 years old, bro, you know, like I'm a grown ass adult.
Funny.
And, you know, he kind of like guided me and showed me the way. And like, you know, I also was like, I was just living like a scumbag, you know, like I didn't care about, I was selfish, right? I didn't care about other people. All I cared about was myself. And like, the second I started doing like the right thing and kind of, you know, like living like a spiritual life, you know, like I you know, karma's a big thing in my recovery. Like that's like, you know, like if you put good energy out, you get good energy back. You know, the second I started putting good energy out there, like good stuff started happening to me, you know, and I kind of was like, oh, you know, maybe there's not a black cloud that follows me around. I'm my own black cloud.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know. I kind of had to, I had to get shown the way how to handle these things. And when I started like, you know, getting deeper into the program, the switch just went off, you know, I started like getting some humility in my life and some selflessness instead of selfishness. And like this, you know, they say it's a psychic change or, you know, whatever you want to call it, spiritual awakening. But all of a sudden I wanted to keep living like that. Life got good.
Right.
Life started getting good really quick. And I wanted to keep that going. You know, I got addicted to that.
Yeah. You can get addicted to this stuff too, man.
Yeah.
Just like progressing forward.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like, you know, I listen to a lot of positive, motivational YouTube videos when I'm at the gym and stuff. I don't even really listen to music anymore. But like one of them talks about, you know, being a shark, right? And sharks die if they swim backwards. and we just have to continue moving forward as human beings, but especially like addicts and alcoholics, man. We have this like, even if we get stagnant, that's not good. We have to learn to constantly be moving forward. And sometimes in the program there's weird stuff like they want you to learn how to be comfortable, but really they're talking about learning how to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations.
Right.
Like you learn how to be comfortable in uncomfortable feelings, because there's no growth when we're comfortable.
No.
We become stagnant. So that's like when you're starting to feel like everything's good and it's like, I want to be right here. That's when you need to start worrying.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't want to be right here.
Yeah.
Like I need to have some uncomfortability in my life. Not insanity or drama, but a sense of like, I need to do something more.
It's just like constant work. You're constantly working on yourself.
Like the gym.
Yeah.
You do so much to gain so little.
Yeah.
And you got to do that in every aspect of your life and in recovery to really succeed. And some people are happy being over here and just, this is my life and this is what it is. And I'm okay with that. But like for me, it's like, I want to continue to grow and, and leave a legacy. And that takes a lot.
Yeah.
It's nonstop. Right, Peter?
Interesting about bodybuilding in the gym. Not that I know much about it, but fitness, you have to continuously do it. It's hard work to get results, and you get results, and if you don't keep doing it, it just evaporates.
Yeah.
It's got to be a continuous.
Yeah, you can't stop. You can't stop lifting. You stop lifting, and you'll keep your muscle for time, and then another couple months go by, and you'll be like, oh man, I'm starting to get a little smaller. You start losing weight.
Yeah.
Then you step on the scale. Next thing you know, you're like, damn, I'm 20 pounds lighter than what I was 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
the
look
cool
down
thing
at your belly and you go, well, it wasn't
now
fat.
now it's a bit soft.
Yeah.
What's funny though is once you've had it though,
Yeah.
so much easier to get it back.
Yeah.
Like, you ever had a gnarly injury? I've had a couple injuries where I was out for probably like 4 months. And you get, I try to keep I'm really conscious of my eating when I'm not going to the gym, but I still end up losing like 10, 15 pounds.
Yeah.
And then I go back and it's funny because like it's this, I'll be eating like the same amount of food, but as soon as the muscle and everything starts coming back, I start gaining the weight back.
Yeah.
It's the strangest thing.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy how quick it comes back. I got hurt a couple of weeks ago, and I was playing softball with Brian, and I dove for this ball, and I don't know what I did, but I tore something here.
Oh no!
And I couldn't even get out of bed the next day.
Yeah.
And like I'm in the middle of my prep, like I have to push as hard as I can.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna have to pull out of my prep and whatnot, but I had leg day the next day, and I had a squat, and I was like, okay, well let me put 135 on the bar, just see how it feels.
Right.
I could not do it at all. I couldn't even go all the way down. I was like, fuck, this is a problem. And it like I didn't squat for maybe 6 or 7 weeks. You know? And then when I started feeling okay, I put like 225 on. I got a couple, but that 8th, 9th, 10th week, I was right back to where I was going. I had 400 pounds on there, and I was just repping it out. I was like, let's go. Yeah. Yeah, it came right back.
It's kind of amazing though how like 225 can feel heavy when you don't. And legs seem to be the worst.
Yeah.
Like you can go from they'll lose it. You lose it the quick. At least I do. I don't know if I can't speak for everybody, but like I'll go if I'm out. It's like 225 will be heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like heavy.
Yeah.
Like where I'm like doing like 4 reps and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And then I start looking around. I'm like, did anybody see me just do 4 reps?
It's kind of defeating.
Yeah.
It's like defeating.
But yet, half the people in the gym don't do 225 even on the squat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the only person that you should be in competition with is the guy from yesterday.
Yeah.
That saying, right?
Yeah. That's why I love the gym, That's why I love getting there early in the morning and putting my music in, and it's just me against myself.
Yeah. Well, my problem is though at 49, because I'm 49 now. Sometimes I look at the like 25-year-olds and I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah.
and that's what.
Is that when you
It's
get hurt?
yeah, well, yeah. It's like I got to remember to compete with myself, not with the 25-year-old that's next to me.
Yeah.
Most of the time, no, not at the time we go. There's not. I don't feel that way. But sometimes, like when I go on Sundays, and the gym's like packed.
Yeah.
And it's like, I call it a douchebag hour.
Yeah. Yeah. You get the tool bags coming in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure do.
Yeah.
It becomes like a meat market. It's just like so
crazy.
disgusting in there. And I'm just trying to get my workout in.
Yeah.
That's when a guy like me shows up, right? The lemon shorts on.
No, this is when like these like wannabe meatheads that are single, you know,
Taking selfies in the mirror.
Yeah.
With their shirt off. Like, it's terrible.
girls
Cameras
with
everywhere.
selfie sticks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all over. I and I'll have to tell you, I may be weird this way, but I don't like it when the guys are doing the selfies in the mirror.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't mind it when girls are filming themselves, because I don't know. It just seems like it's okay that they're doing a fitness page.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
So the guys, when they're doing it and you look at them, they're just shameless about it, or they kind of feel douchey about it, or they just
Shameless.
It's just like, this is what I do. This is what I'm doing.
Like the ego that they have, you know, it's crazy.
Huh.
It's
Shameless.
crazy. It's cringy. You like looking, you like cringe a little bit.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Oh, bad.
It was never like that when I was young, because well, obviously we didn't have this stuff
Yeah.
when I was young.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to go in with a fucking a camcorder in the 90s when I started
Yeah.
working out.
Big old have you ever seen one of those
Yeah, of course.
camcorders?
Yeah.
How old are you?
33. I'm going to be 33 next week.
33.
Yeah.
Nice. You're a June baby. Does that make you like a Gemini or?
Yeah.
Nice. My daughter's birthday is in a couple days.
Oh, nice.
June 4th.
Oh, 2 days apart.
What's yours?
6th.
6th. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's she's a handful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it has something to do with her birthday being in June.
You got to get her in the gym. You got to get that energy out of there.
Yeah, you know what? Probably.
Yeah.
The problem is that she has the most insane metabolism. Like, she just is naturally skinny. I can take her to McDonald's, pizza, whatever, every single day.
Mm-hmm.
She can eat whatever she wants.
Yep.
Pancakes, waffles,
Some people are
donuts.
just like that. My girlfriend's like that.
And just has a 6-pack ab all the time. My wife is like that. 6-pack ab all the time. You want to know? We should call my wife and see what she ate for breakfast or for lunch today. It was probably like a big old fat cheeseburger with bacon on it.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild. My girl, her body goes through sugar and just gets like lean. She'll have like crumble cookies in the morning for breakfast.
My wife goes to crumble cookie all the time.
Ice cream for lunch, and she's ripped at the gym. You know.
Yeah, it's annoying. That's annoying.
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
know
her-
all that.
Yeah.
That's her destination is crumble cookies, not
Oh yeah,
going
dude. If
somewhere
you
else
ever
and
watch
end up there.
if you go follow my wife on Instagram, there at least once a week there's a crumble cookie post of, and it's not just one cookie. She buys the 4-pack, and she does like the boomerang, so
Yeah.
you can see the cookie, and then
Yeah.
you close it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, fuck, why you do that? You know that I'm gonna come home and there's probably some vanilla ice cream in the fridge,
Yeah.
and then I'm just like, I think she wants me to be fat.
Yeah. She don't want the girls looking at you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wear a fucking hoodie at the gym.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody looking at me.
Yeah.
You wear a
You
hoodie
see me?
your whole workout.
Yeah, I wear a hoodie,
Yeah.
don't I?
Yeah. He does.
I don't show any skin at the gym. Unless I'm running on the treadmill, I will wear a tank top, but that's it.
Yeah.
Because it gets hot when you run.
Yeah.
I haven't ran though in quite a bit.
Neither have I. 18 weeks I haven't ran.
You haven't?
No.
Just the walking?
Just a slow heart rate at like 120, 130.
Are you monitoring your heart rate with anything or on the machine?
No, I click it on the machine, make sure I'm in the range. You know?
Yeah.
I pretty much know what I need to be doing to get it at like a certain level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can I mean, I enjoy running though. It's not even necessarily for like fat burning or anything. Just it is so like the mindset when you're a weightlifter, the mindset to be a runner is like insane.
Yeah.
Cause like we go in there and we work out and we lift weights.
Yeah.
How easy is that?
Yeah.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
It's fun.
No, we love it.
And then when you get on the treadmill and you run, are you like, I mean, I'm not thinking in my head, this is pleasurable.
No.
I'm thinking find that little place in your mind where you can go and ignore all this pain that's happening in your body from running.
Yeah. No,
I'm the other way around.
You like the running?
I'll run.
Yeah.
But I'm not into weightlifting.
See, that's cool. I respect that a lot because I can't get into the cardio thing. My girlfriend either. When me and her, we'll lift every morning together.
Yeah.
You know, when we love it, we like push each other. You know, and like we both look at each other when it's time to do cardio. And she's like, you know, she gives me the pout face. I'm like, oh fuck, I don't want to do this. You know.
That's interesting because it takes so much discipline and drive and motivation to lift weights.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, I enjoy it. You know,
It really doesn't though.
I just enjoy it. I love doing it. You know.
I think maybe in the beginning when you first start working, like lifting, but like when I started lifting weights, I was 130 pounds,
Yeah.
fresh off of my first meth run of like 12 years straight, at 130.
That's wild.
Yeah,
What are you now?
like 190,
Holy shit.
5'7",
Yeah.
short.
Yep.
So that's a lot of weight,
Yeah.
and I'm 49.
Yeah. That's crazy.
You know.
That's crazy.
It's difficult now though, but I think my arms were about like that big around at the top, like maybe like 10 inches. I was so sucked up.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Like this is do you use the gym as like a part of your recovery too?
Yeah, I needed it because when I was a kid, I was a chubby kid.
Yeah.
And when I found meth was my solution to being chubby. And it took away like my ADD, and I could focus at school, and so it worked until it didn't, right?
Yeah.
And then when I got clean, I was so afraid of getting fat, because I knew if I got fat, I knew the solution.
Yeah.
And I would go right back to it. And I didn't care how much the people in Narcotics Anonymous or my therapist or whatever told me that the most important thing is something else. For me, at that time in my life, it was more important to me not be fat than all the other bullshit that they were telling me. So that's how I got into weightlifting.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I actually find it, and through my own experience, I have found though that it actually helps your mental, your brain come back and stimulate faster than people that don't go to the gym and work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we built a badass gym at Hope by the Sea so that the clients can, in a full court basketball court, and
That's awesome.
I love it. I believe in the gym and as a part of the recovery process.
Yeah.
Along with the steps and,
Yeah.
all of that other stuff, or whatever your program is. I've worked the steps. I'm not really a meeting thumper anymore, but I do believe in the program. Other people have other ways of doing it, and I'm okay with that too.
Yeah.
Very, very open to whatever. I did have a girl, she wants to come on. She's California sober, and I'm going to bring her on because I have a lot of questions to ask her.
Ask her.
Like, I want to know, is your life as good as it could be?
Yeah.
Not as good as mine, because I don't want to compare her to me.
Yeah.
But is your life as good as it could be if you didn't have that weed in your life?
Yeah.
And I'd rather she's got to answer the question, not me.
That's interesting. I never even, people say that they just smoke weed or whatever. And
I mean, I used to shoot heroin, and now I just smoke weed.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure your life is better than it was when you shot heroin.
Yeah.
Right? But is it as good as it could be?
Right.
Those are my questions.
Yeah.
I literally told her, because she hit me up on the Instagram, and I literally told her, she's like, I'm like, I'm fully in recovery, and I'm okay with what you're doing. I just you know, I have a lot of questions. She's like, you ask me as hard of questions as you want. You know, and I like I don't like controversy in my real life, but I like controversy as far as this podcast is concerned.
Yeah, sure, it's entertaining.
Yeah. So let me ask you. You went to detox and then you went to rehab.
Yeah.
How's life been since then? And how did you get from, you know, I recall you saying you heard your sponsor speak.
Mm-hmm.
So from right there, what changed?
So, like I said, I related to him, right? And it was the first time that I related to somebody like in the program, and it was the first time that I got like that glimpse, like maybe I can do this, you know. And I wanted to get my life was shit, right? I told you I wanted to die, like I had to do something, so I was like, okay, we'll give it a shot, right? So I asked him to be my sponsor. I was in rehab. I was in a sober living. It was a 6-month program. So literally now COVID just hit. So now all the gyms closed down. Everything's closed down. I'm stuck in this sober living. And I'm like, well, now what? And I was bugging out, right? I'm 29 years old. And I see all my friends. Everyone's like getting married, you know, buying houses. And I'm stuck in a sober living. And I'm turning 30, you know. And I was like, I was bugging out, you know. And this guy told me, I don't remember who it was, but he told me at some meeting. And he was like, hey, he's like, there's nothing you could do about it. You know, I was getting disability at the time. He goes, just treat it like a vacation, man. He was like, just take it easy. Don't worry about where you're at. That'll come and like, just work on yourself, bro. And ever since he said that, I kind of just like calmed down and like I started working on myself and like I started actually looking in the mirror, you know, and I started looking at like character defects, you know, what made me who I am today, you know, what turned me into this kind of like monster, so-called, you know, and I started looking at those things and, you know, Brian taught me like contrary action, you know, and I would do the opposite of all my character defects. I would try and do that opposite every day. And eventually, like step by step, it became habit, you know, and I became this like functioning member of society. Yeah. You know, I ended up, I left that sober living and I was asked to be a house manager at another recovery center, you know, and that was cool because I got to help like dudes that were in the sober living that were just in my position. You know, I was driving them around, whatnot, and it's like that's like a hard question to answer, you know, like how do you get from here to there? And it's been 3 years. Like I feel like I've done so much work and my life has gotten so good today, you know, like I'm so far from where I was 3 years ago. It's like incredible to think of. But you know, I think it's just like it's kind of just like surrendering and like accepting that I was a piece of shit and I knew nothing and that I needed help. And like, you know, I took suggestion. I had to take suggestion. I couldn't have done it without suggestion and without like a network of people, you know?
Right.
Here I was thinking like I could do it on my own and it took like a whole army of people.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it does, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, and that's like one of the funniest things about like us men. And I think just people in general, but we were always like, we think we can do the life on our own.
Yeah.
Like the most successful people in the world are surrounded by amazing people in their life. Yeah. None of them have done it on their own. Yeah. You know? And like where do we get that? Where do we get this societal thing that we can do it on our own?
It's funny. For years and years, I always had colleagues that had business coaches. Right. And I just thought that was the lamest thing for some reason. Like, what do you need a coach for, right? For years and years and years. Until one day I started having coaches. And I have a couple of coaches now. And now I get it. Yeah. Right? Now I get it. So are you working with other guys now?
Yeah. I have three guys that I work with. What's that like? That's crazy. It's crazy to see someone who was lost and then like it's crazy to watch them like just actually take your suggestion and watch the light turn on in their heads like slowly, you know, and they start to build that like confidence in life as they like, you know, that light starts to go on. And then, you know, it's an absolute blessing to you know, one of my sponsors just took a year a couple months ago, and he was the first guy that I took through, you know, the whole shebang, and it was really cool, man. it was very surreal that I was able to like help someone, you know?
Yeah.
So that's real success when you're able to recover and then take someone all the way through the steps.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And then like, you know, I've had a bunch of sponsees before that and they end up relapsing, and you kind of, you know, they always tell you don't blame yourself or anything like that, but like, it's hard not to, you know, it's like,
It's hard to watch. That was going to be my next question. They didn't all get 1 year.
no.
It's
And I probably had
painful
20
to
before
watch.
that.
Yeah.
And I think the farthest they got were like, you know, a couple months. And then, you know, 1, 2, 3 months, and then they dip.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I mean, in all my years, and I haven't been a very good sponsor. I'm just going to put that out here right off the bat. But man, I've never had anybody get a year.
Yeah.
I've not from me being their sponsor. I do think that it's because I was a shitty ass sponsor.
Nah, come on.
But I have had thousands, tens of thousands of people come through my treatment programs.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a Facebook alumni page that has hundreds of people with multiple years of sobriety, like up to 15 years,
Yeah.
like more time than I have because I relapsed along this journey. And it's just so like rewarding to me, not because I think that I did anything. Just that God has blessed me with a vessel for people to get clean and change their lives.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Because I was a piece of shit too. Like, in everything I do today in this life, I really try my best to do good for the betterment of society.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's such a trip, man.
Yeah.
Like somebody pop up and be like, I went to Hope by the Sea 15 years ago and I'm still sober.
I was just going to say, and being associated with you over the years, I can't tell you how many times someone's come up, said, you know, my daughter went through your program just recently, saved their lives, you know, and it was years and years ago. And here's a picture of them now. They've got kids, they're married, they've got, you know, a house.
I run into random people sometimes and they'll be like, you're from Hope by the Sea? Yeah, my so-and-so went through your program. My daughter, my son, my wife, my husband. And they're still doing amazing. I'm like, dang, I don't even, you know, most of the time I won't remember them because it's literally like over 10,000 people.
How many have been through? There's got to be a number.
Yeah, there is. I could figure it out, but it's over 10,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Just at Hope by the Sea.
That's wild.
It's like 600 a year.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was in the coma, I told you the doctor said like make arrangements and whatnot. And my mom was like asking my brother, she was like, what are you going to say at your brother's service? You know? And my brother was like, I don't have a good memory of him for the last like 10 years. You know, I have nothing good to say about him.
Yeah.
You know, like that's how much of a piece of shit I was.
Yeah.
And like, I think, right after I got a year sober, my brother asked me to be the best man at his wedding. And that was crazy. Cause like when I was in the coma, that was when they were planning their wedding. You know, I ruined their whole wedding planning experience. Him and my sister-in-law, they're trying to get this whole show going. And like, they're dealing with me in the background, just like overdosing and relapsing and like just causing hell, you know? And he ended up asking me to like be his best man. And, you know, I remember I was getting ready to do the best man speech and, I kept asking myself, like, how did I get here? Right. And why did I survive that coma?
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason I should have survived. They went through the list of what was in my blood. It was insane.
Yeah.
It was like crazy levels of, you know, Oxycontin, fentanyl, Xanax, whatever, alcohol. And, you know, I feel like I survived to help other people. That's the only thing that's the only rationale I could make, you know? And it's like, I might as well, you know?
That's it.
And like life got good,
Yeah.
you know, like I have a beautiful girl. Now I have an amazing life partner. You know, I have like, we just got a home, you know, we just managed to get a house and, you know, I just got a new job. I have like my dream truck right now. I have sponsees. I have like, you know, relationships with my family again, you know, like life is really good. And like, I got to keep this shit going, you know, and I got to keep helping other guys, you know. That's the shit that, you know, got me sober at the beginning, and like it just keeps me going. You know, I got to constantly put that work in.
Yeah.
Constantly. And it's hard because life is so busy, dude. And like you were talking about getting comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, like everything's good now. So like I feel like I could, and like I'm just stressed out with all, like I'm spread thin, right? So I want to just relax.
You can relax.
Yeah.
It's okay to relax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep it part of your routine.
Yeah.
At least the one thing that I have found over the years, as long as you keep God right there, you know, and it doesn't have to be any kind of weird religious God, just, you know, whatever your routine is, bam, everything's okay.
Yeah.
Comfortable or uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I like to keep things uncomfortable though.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
But I'm very routine.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I told a guy on the last podcast, I said, you follow me around for 1 week. And if you followed me around for 1 week, you could figure out where I'm at any time of the day on any day of the week.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same way. I'm the same exact way. It's crazy.
You can find us both at the gym at 5 a.m. I'm just not going to say which one. Everybody probably knows, though.
I know where you're at. You're an impressive young man.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're doing it all right. Impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah. You've taken advantage. I think it sounds like you saw the opportunity, you took hold of it, and you're running with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what you have to keep doing. Just when you see those opportunities, continue to seize those opportunities.
Yeah.
Don't let them slip.
No, I don't. I learned that. Like, I was like, you know, the last 3 years, I just like, now I know it's like, it's God, you know, he's like giving me that opportunity. And you know, it's crazy because now I could see it. I'm aware of it. And I say it out loud now. I'm like, no, I got to do this.
Yeah.
I got to do this.
They like literally something will be presented to you. Like even just like coming on this podcast, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you want to come on the podcast?
Yeah.
Those are things that are presented to you because you know what will happen because of this podcast. Somebody won't get loaded.
That'd be cool. That's the whole point.
Like somebody will listen to this specific podcast and they might not get loaded that day. Somebody might go to treatment. You might stop somebody, and these are things that we might not ever know.
Yeah.
But you might stop somebody from a relapse because they heard something that you said. And they're like, you know what? I can relate to this guy. And maybe I should start going back to the gym. I haven't been to the gym in a while.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the piece that's been missing from my recovery.
Yeah.
You know? Or maybe somebody's going to be like, hey, I'm going to do something insane too and try to do a bodybuilding show.
Yeah. Push themselves, you know? See how far you can push yourself.
Yeah.
You make a great point. You got to do the work, and you're not always going to see the result. You may not always know that person that got helped by this podcast. Keep doing the work.
Yeah.
Keep talking about the message, walking the walk.
Yeah.
Our mess, I hear this all the time. Our mess became our message.
Yeah.
You know, our message is hope, right? We are, our message is that you too can like be in the fucking pit of hell, like in the darkest place in your life, and be sitting in this podcast room someday, like with a life beyond your wildest dreams.
Yeah.
All that good shit that you just talked about.
It's crazy.
Like when you were heading to fucking detox at Laguna, hang on, I gotta get it right. Laguna, I don't know.
Terrace or
View.
Yeah.
View. Why can't I think of the word view? Laguna View detox.
Yeah.
When you were on your way in the airplane with your mom.
Yeah.
Is this how you pictured your life 3 years from then?
Bro, they gave me Klonopin when I got out of the ICU. I was a day out of the ICU, and my mom took them, and I didn't even sit with her. I didn't even want to sit with her on the plane, and all I could think was, how am I going to get the Klonopin from her bag on the way here? You know,
So
I would never have thought about.
So you didn't think you were going to be 3 years clean?
No.
The girl of your dreams.
No.
A badass truck.
No.
A good job.
Nope. Bank account.
Fucking bank account.
A fucking bank account, bro. I could not keep money. I couldn't keep it at zero. It was always negative,
Right.
bro.
Yeah, that's
always got the withdraw option, you know, overdraw option.
Yeah. Back in my day, you used to be able to just stick the envelope in. You could write like, I'd be like, oh fuck, I forgot to put the check in. I'd be like $500, and you could pull like half of it out.
Yeah, it's called check kiting.
What? It had a name.
Expert at it. Yeah.
Really?
When you used to
And
be
they
able
just
to
be like,
float.
shit, you know, here's the check. I forgot to put it in.
You used
When
to
I
be
got
able to-
when I came in 2000, when I came in back into the rooms, and I haven't been clean ever since, but this was the life-changing part, right?
Yeah.
I had like negative like $480 in my bank account because of that check shit.
Yeah,
What was it called? Kiting?
check kiting. Yeah.
Kiting?
Yeah, because you used to be able to write a check and it wouldn't clear in time, so your bank would give you credit for it.
Yeah.
And if you kept it on a regular roll, you could just keep phantom money,
Yeah.
cash flowing through your account.
Oh my God. Just thinking about the ways I made money.
I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
I didn't have a house. I didn't have a home.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing, dude. I never would have thought. If you would have asked me the day one of detox, like to write down my perfect life, it would be, all the bars would be way lower than what it is right now. It's only been 3 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So now your next 3 years set the bar even higher.
Yeah. Yeah.
You set goals every year.
I do. I should set them higher, and they should be bigger, you know? Like this year, the bodybuilding thing, that was like my goal, you know? But that's kind of selfish, right? I should be setting like, you know.
But when you set that bodybuilding goal, did you set it to get first place? You're not going in there just to place, right? You're going in there to win, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, I was doing it just for myself, just to go through the journey and like, you know, kind of get the humility out of it. But like,
Well, you're getting closer
now.
man.
Now I feel like I might be able to pull a medal off. You know? Yeah.
Go for the number one spot.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take the number one podcast spot.
Yeah.
I'm far away from it because, you know, Joe Rogan has it.
Yeah.
But Logan Paul every day says he has the number one spot.
Yeah.
And he believes that.
So if he believes it, then he's got it.
Yeah, he says it's fine. I'm the number one podcaster and I currently am in the number one podcaster.
Yeah.
Not me personally, the Hopeaholics.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not a solo act.
Yeah.
I have to have a co-host. Peter's my co-host today.
Yeah, I'm honored.
Yeah.
I prefer it that way. A lot of recovery podcasts, I have to tell you, they're really fucking boring. And I'm not talking shit on them at all.
Yeah.
They just really are boring. So just like stop being boring. You don't have to like be professional.
Yeah.
Like recovery is actually fun,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Get to the nitty gritty. The
Yeah.
stuff you used to do, curse, you know, like, yeah.
And we're characters too.
Yeah.
We're not a glowing lot.
So today on the Hopeaholics podcast, we have the host, Chad Carlson, along with co-host
Peter
Peter Gates.
No, let's give a little bit of background on
And we have a
everybody.
special guest today.
Crazy. I don't think this one's boring. I think this one's
It's not
pretty
boring.
good.
No, it's not boring at all.
This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've yet to like not enjoy one because I listen to every podcast. Because I don't, this happens, right? And you're going to walk out of here and you'll be like, what the fuck did I say?
Yeah.
Or what did we talk about?
Well, now you got my brain spinning because now I never thought about setting goals higher. Now I'm like, well, now I want to like, you know, next year I want to take my family on a vacation now. You know?
Yes.
I want to get my bank. I want to take my girl, her daughter, you know, take the dog and let's all go on a vacation.
Where?
Bora Bora.
I don't care. Just somewhere.
Okay.
I want to get my finances in order that I could be able to do that like comfortably. You know?
Yeah.
That's like something that I want to do really bad.
You can do that in a year, no problem.
Yeah.
Set your goals tonight and come back in a year and share them with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll come back after the vacation.
We'll have 1 million followers by then.
Tahiti.
Not our subscribers. Followers are different, right? Like Instagram. Instagram's easy. It's not hard to get followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
You just put out a ton of content and people watch it,
Yeah.
and share it. YouTube's pretty difficult.
Yeah. You were saying. I remember
It's
you telling
like
me.
hard, huh?
Yeah.
Right, Michelangelo? I can't see you as well with your new desk over there. It just sucks. You're going to have to move that computer screen. Yeah. He's Michelangelo on the, he's our engineer. We had to have an engineer.
He's killing it. He got everything set up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like when we originally did it, we didn't know what we were gonna do, and the guy's like, "Well, you can just push the buttons," and I was like, I can't talk to people and push buttons, like change the camera views.
No, it's a lot.
Yeah. He's like listening to us, so I'm talking right now, so that camera's on.
Yeah.
And you said yeah, then that camera went on.
Right.
No, is it? No, he probably didn't do that though. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Peter starts talking, and then we have the new camera set up right there. We moved a few things around. We put the monitor off the table and up there.
Okay.
Because that camera was hard to get all of us.
Yeah. Oh, this is official. You got the official setup.
Yeah, we just redid it. You're like the fourth guest on in the new. Yeah, this wasn't how it was when Brian came in.
I'm absolutely honored.
Yeah, then you got to sign the wall. Oh yeah, before you leave.
I always watched the Joe Rogan podcast, and I always wonder what it'd be like to be on one. You know?
Yeah,
it was crazy that you asked me to. I was like,
I want to be on. I want to be a guest on Joe Rogan's podcast, so bad.
Yeah.
Not just it's got to be me and Shane though. We got the Hopeaholics got to be on there because I'll be nervous as hell going on somebody else's podcast like that.
Yeah.
This is easy, but I'm not like I'm an introvert. I don't talk to people.
Yeah.
And this is my domain, so I'm really comfortable here.
Yeah, it is cool, man.
It's easy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, is this something? Are you? Do you have a problem like speaking in public and stuff?
I get like anxious, you know.
Did you have any anxiety before you came here?
I got a little anxious. I wasn't like crazy nervous, but I was a little nervous. You know, I never did this before. I didn't know what it was gonna be like. I didn't know what we were gonna talk about, but
we just talk about shit. Just
talking with the boys. You know.
Yeah.
Just talking with the boys.
Yep.
Getting how we got sober and
how our lives are better because of it.
Yeah.
Like, damn, you just take out the drugs and alcohol and you add God.
Yeah.
And things, and I really I'm big on like the God thing because you really can't just like you can't do like doorknobs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a guy earlier. He said he's really into science.
Yeah.
But he's into service work.
Yeah.
Which is God to me, right?
Yeah.
So and he's like, because for me, if service work is like dropping a pebble into water, you like drop this pebble in, you help one person, there's a whole ripple effect of what happens.
Yeah.
Which brings good karma.
Right.
I
had a big problem with the God thing when I first started getting sober.
Did you?
Program. I was violently opposed.
How'd you get breakthrough?
Well, I didn't understand at the beginning that it's a God of your understanding,
yeah.
Right? Like I thought my God had to be Jesus Christ, right? Like, and I grew up, I had an Italian family. Like I had Catholic, shoved down my throat. I was in religion class from like a kid, and I hate that shit, not to offend anyone, but like, I just don't believe in that, and I came here and then I heard the first word God out of the book or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God,
he said, oh my God.
This is crazy.
Here we go.
Yeah. And, then I was explained that it could be of your understanding. Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I could do that. But then it's like, well, what, how do you figure that out? And it's funny because my grand sponsor, every time something good would happen to me when I was in like my sober living, like some crazy shit would happen that like, a door opened for me. Like my insurance was kicking when I was in sober living. I had no place to go. I'm out here in California. I don't have a job. Like, what am I going to do? 2 days later, I get a call. There's a house manager position open. I can live in this house rent free. Like I get to stay out here for as long as I want now. And I just got to help other, guys get sober.
Yeah.
Like that's just one example, right? There was like 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
And every time I'd say, like, is it odd or is it God? And I'd just be like, I guess the whole karma thing and the giving out good energy and getting it back, that's my God. That's my higher power. That's what I stick with it. Like
I think that even like in religion, and this is where like religion kind of goes wrong and turns people off, is even if you do believe in the Bible and Jesus and all of that, you still have your own personal relationship with God.
Yeah.
And it still is a God of your understanding.
Yeah.
Because like you read the Bible and you can interpret it however you want to interpret it.
Yeah.
And it gets so twisted by man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of had a problem too because I grew up in a really conservative Christian religion called the Seventh-day Adventists. They're like Jews for Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Gnarly, dude.
Really?
Yeah, like you can't eat meat. You can't do anything after sundown.
Oh, man. You can't eat meat? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it, dude.
Done, right? We were never vegetarian.
Yeah.
We ate meat at my house. But like all the other kids would come over and I'd go over to my friend's house from school because I went to a private school. And they would have like fake hot dogs.
Yeah.
The vegetarian hot dogs. And they would always use Miracle Whip. And I was like, they'd be like, you want some mayonnaise on that? And I'd be like, yeah. And then they break out Miracle. I'd be like, that ain't mayonnaise. That's Miracle Whip. Somebody asking me if I want mayonnaise and you break it in a jar.
The fat kid in you wanted the real mayo.
Yeah.
I want the real shit.
Yeah. Do not say that you want mayonnaise.
Yeah.
If you have Miracle Whip. You need to ask the person, do you want some Miracle Whip? Because then the answer for me is going to be no.
Yeah.
But I do want mayonnaise.
Yeah. Same thing like asking for a perk and getting a Vicodin, you know?
Yeah.
Don't give me that shit. I want the good shit, you know?
Right, Peter?
That's right. I'm a mustard guy myself.
Mustard? At your house right now, if I went over there, open up your refrigerator, would you have a jar of Best Foods real mayonnaise in there? Would you have Miracle Whip?
No.
No?
No.
Nothing?
No.
Butter?
Butter. Yeah. French butter.
Real butter?
Yeah.
Salted or unsalted? But what Peter's very he lives a very healthy lifestyle.
Sure. That's great.
Yeah, my wife's very health oriented for sure.
That's good. You probably feel great.
Juices,
green juice, vegetables. I cheat a lot outside of the house.
That's all right.
She might watch this podcast, man.
She knows.
Do you tell her?
I didn't tell you that a couple of weeks ago we got in a really bad argument. She found a bag of I go to the gas station and get those chocolate donuts.
Yeah.
Remember that one day? I don't remember, but there was one night, the same night, there was an empty bag of donuts and Pollo Loco in my car. And when she was loading my lunch, she found the empties and she just went berserk. I work so hard preparing all this food, fresh lunches every day. So, yeah, our fridge is just vegetables and fruit.
Oh, that's good.
And pickles and popcorn, and we get some extras.
Yeah. Do you feel good?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just turned 55, so.
There you go. You don't look 55 at all.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Thanks, yeah.
Yeah. Whatever she's doing is working. Just listen to her.
Yeah. I feel healthy.
I mean, if he ate exactly what she fed him and never cheated,
well,
she's fired, dude.
Yeah.
Like she even like packs him his lunch and, you know, it's good, healthy food too. Yeah. It's hard though. Like it's hard, man.
That's cool. You got a girl like that though. Yeah. You know? That's like.
How long you guys been married?
This year, 30 years married, 20 years married.
Congratulations.
25 years sober.
Wow. That's incredible.
So turned 55.
That's incredible.
That was this
25 years sober.
Oh my God.
You were what, like the third podcast we ever did?
I was wondering that. I think it was like 5.
Have you signed the wall yet?
No. I think it was like number 5. If you go to the bottom, you can hear my whole thing.
Yeah. I gotta check it out.
Just look at the bottom and go up. I think it was the 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't signed
25 years sober and he never told his story publicly.
Really?
Yeah.
Not at a meeting or anything?
In a meeting,
Not a
yeah.
meeting,
Just
yeah.
he was a AA guy.
Yeah, and like...
Are you allowed to even say AA? Am I allowed to say that technically?
You're not supposed to. The anonymous, you just say it's 12-step. But I never got any back. I thought I would get some backlash.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know,
The traditions.
I just...
Haven't you studied
laid it
them?
out there.
25 years sober.
So, yeah. So, but there was plenty of people that in my circles that didn't know I was sober.
Yeah. Wow.
You know,
That's
so
wild.
I let it rip.
Yeah. I was very afraid to tell people at the beginning that I was like, you know, I tried to hide it as much as I could, you know.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't want my family knowing and stuff. They all knew anyway.
Yeah.
But like I just never said it out loud, and then One day I was like, what am I hiding this shit for? I can help people with this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all I've ever done is work in treatment. Like
Yeah.
I got sober. I became a house manager like you. And then I just worked my way up through a company and then started Hope by the Sea 20 years ago, 21 almost. And it's all I've ever done. And so I've always been, I'm in recovery.
Yeah.
Although I relapsed when I had 10 years clean, and I struggled for like 5 years in and out of the program and trying to hold down, being an owner of a treatment center.
Yeah.
Very embarrassing. So when I got clean this time, I just got quiet, put my head down, did my own thing. I didn't want, thousands of people seeing me fall again. It was really awful. I felt a lot of shame and guilt from it. And, then my son-in-law passed away, and I knew God was like, okay, it's time. It's okay for you to, get back out there and be loud and try to make a difference in this world. So that's how all this stuff came about.
I love that. Yeah.
And like, I'm just like one of those people. Like I have my businesses are old. They're successful. They kind of run themselves. I mean, I'm still here. I'm on site. But I have nothing else to do but to just sit behind this microphone and fucking be loud and be like, you know what, you can get sober.
Yeah.
And you don't have to live in that misery and that pain, and you don't have to die.
Yeah.
And you don't have to put your family, because I see so many families, man. It's so painful when a family calls me because their son or daughter passed away, and I know the pain and misery that they're going through.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally just dealt with it a month ago. And somebody that I know, I know his parents,
Yeah.
And they're struggling.
Yeah.
And then it just happened again a month ago to somebody that I know, and I knew his mom, and I had to pick her up at the airport, and it's just fucking heartbreaking, man. And I can't see and like our government is doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like they're just sitting up in Washington and arguing about it, and it's on the news every day. Fentanyl bust. But they're doing nothing.
Yeah.
You could send down like half of the Marines and wipe out the whole fucking cartel in like a day and a half.
Yeah.
And we could call this a day. I mean, and this is a sad thing that I'm about to say, but fentanyl is fucking dangerous and deadly. Like, put heroin back out there.
Yeah.
People weren't dying like this.
No,
And I don't think that that's a solution. I really don't. But fentanyl is fucking deadly. It's poison. It's not a drug. It's a poison. And if you think that the Chinese, and this is how political I get on it, right? If you think that the Chinese government isn't purposely sending this shit over to America to kill off our fucking youth, that's actually right out of a playbook of old like societies. They would kill the people of warrior age. So there were no warriors left.
Yeah.
And you know who's dying the most from this?
Yeah.
People that are military age, 16 to 28 years old. That's who's dying from fentanyl.
Kids.
And 80% of the people that are dying from fentanyl are not even drug addicts.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild.
It's like your brother, your sister, they're going out to a club, a couple doctors in Las Vegas, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm fired up.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing people die.
Yeah.
And like I have nothing else to do, so why not?
Yeah. Knowing what I know now about fentanyl, if I had this knowledge back, when I was using, I would have been way more scared, but it wasn't a thing. So like I wasn't scared, but like I don't even know how people are picking up drugs now. Every drug that you could get is it could be like your last thing you take,
Yeah. It's Russian roulette with 4 bullets in the chamber.
You could buy the shit online. You can have it delivered to your front door
Front door.
When I was a
Uber
when I
Eats.
was a house manager, I had some kid. He took his mom's credit card, you know, and ordered a whole bunch of like pressed Xanax and Roxy's and whatnot, and like USPS right to the front door. Thank God I found it. You know, before he got home, he was at the center.
Yeah.
And I got home and I opened the box. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, and they're all, you could tell they're fake. They're
Yeah.
pressed, you know. But like
I heard about a whole it was almost a whole house, a whole sober living house died
yeah.
recently. And the house manager, so a client came home, found like 3 people dead, went in to go get the house manager, and the house manager was the one that fucking gave him the fentanyl.
Oh my God.
How crazy is that?
That's fucked.
Like, that's the kind of shit that's happening with this never happened before.
Yeah.
You know?
It's not fair.
It's brutal.
It's not fair.
It's brutal. It's evil. You know, and we have to make a difference.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We all have to get on board. You know, and I've been fairly political in my life, and I do have a side, but I don't have a side on this. Like, you know, if they're not going to do anything, we need to come back together as a community, because like the last 8 years, they've divided us so bad that you can't even be friends with somebody that's a Democrat, or you can't be friends with somebody that's a Republican. Are you fucking kidding me?
You're doing
right
that
now?
on purpose.
Yeah, because you know what? A country divided is a country that is weak.
Media is doing that on purpose.
Yeah, it makes us weak.
Yeah. Yep.
So that they can plot their agenda.
Yep.
Agendas.
I just watched the whole thing on this. It's crap. My mind was blown. I was like, this
Wouldn't
is
it
what's
be
happening.
funny though if the fentanyl crisis is the one thing that brought us all back together,
Right.
and we, for lack of better words, and I could probably get in trouble on YouTube for saying it, overthrow the government. And I don't mean it in a way of like, you know, going in there with guns and you know, fists and swords blazing, but you know, we can overthrow the government with votes.
Yeah.
Vote all these fucking morons out. All of them.
Yeah.
Start over.
Yeah.
Is there anybody a champion for it?
A champion for what? Fentanyl?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of
Politics.
there's a lot of people on both sides that are that do talk about it,
Talk about it.
and I just don't. I've yet to see something really done.
Right.
You know, I do have a few politicians that are going to come on, and I'm grabbing ones from both sides so that I can just fucking be like, hey, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You know, they're local ones that are California, you know, and I just hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
You know, like them or hate them.
Yeah.
They got to do something. If there's fucking 40 million of us all together, standing together, regardless of political party, because this is going to be affecting everybody at some point. You know, it's got to be. It can be scary for you. Yeah, in your new relationship, she has a daughter.
Yeah. She's 16.
That shit's at fucking schools.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's all over the place. Thank God the kid, she's a saint.
Yeah.
You know, I look at the stuff that I was doing when I was 16. She's like still buying stuffed animals and stuff. She's
Nice.
so innocent, you know?
Nice.
But like that, thank God. You know, her mom
Right.
did an amazing job raising her.
Yeah.
But,
Awesome.
yeah. But yeah, you know, it's crazy. It's scary.
It
you
is
know?
scary.
Like, what if she goes to a party, you know, and she goes to college, and there's some idiot brings some shit into the dorm or something,
Yeah.
Yep.
you know, because that's what it's like.
That
you
is
know?
what it's like.
And it just takes out the whole quad of kids.
Yep. Oh damn, man, we went over time, but who cares? It was a good podcast.
Yeah, it was great. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Thanks.
Yeah,
for
thanks,
asking me
man.
to come
Thanks
on.
for coming.
Yeah, bro.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, of
Yeah. Thanks for sharing.